Okay, welcome to online journalism photography. This is Photoshop. We're looking at a program today to help organise and improve photos for online content. First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to recruit a photo. There's a nice soaking koala for you. This has appeared in News Limited, which we have permission to use this photo for the purpose of teaching. Now I'm just going to cut a thumbnail to start with. So the measurements that are normally used online is 100 pixels by 75. So it's 100 pixels across and 75 down. So what we're going to do now is simply crop a photo. So with the crop tool, I'm sure you're all familiar with. I'm just going to line up this crop. And I'm just going to reverse that because I want to cut it manually. And we're just going to get Koala in that spot. Now we're just going to crop that. And that's at 100%. Now by pressing Control, Alt and L, we get the levels. Just remember Control, Alt and L, and this will allow us to lighten or darken the photo. So we want to get it spot on level. I'm just going to leave it at 1, and that should be good enough. Then I'll press OK. Now we can sharpen a photo just to improve it. This has been sharpened before, but what you can do is you go to Sharpen, go to Unsharp Mask. The settings are at 100 there. Radius is 1.2 and threshold is 1. Then once you've got that, it's OK. And that will be a preview of it sharpened. Now I think because it's been sharpened before, I'm just going to undo that so it's a little bit clearer. Now, we can save an image two ways for web use. We can save it as a PSD document, which I can do here. I'll just call it Koala 5. Put that on my desktop. You can always access that later. OK. And then to save it for the web, we create a JPEG. Just make sure we got it on JPEG. High definition is the quality there. Usually you do high. And all we do is save and just give a file name. So let's call it 6, put it on our desktop and save. So that's how we make a thumbnail. Okay, I'm just going to move back, go in the history and go back to the original photo. This time we're going to make the photo a little bit bigger for inside the story. So let's put 650 across and about 500 down, and we'll get a cut a little bit like that. So let's crop that. I'm quite happy with that. I'm a little bit big, so I might go back and let's see. Just work on this again. Manage the crop. Okay, let's crop that. Find it a little bit big, so I'm just going to go back. Just reset the crop. Here we go, that's better. And we'll do a fresh crop. Okay. And I'm happy with that now. So we've got that crop. Then we check the levels again. That seems pretty good. Don't want it too dark, not too light. Okay, and then we would normally sharpen it by just pressing Unsharp Mask and Filter. And then now we'll just save as and save for the web. So let's call this Koala number 6 on the desktop. let's give it another name because we've already got one saved under that number. Let's call file 7. Okay, now if we're creating a headline and this becomes a feature picture for web, we can create a layer on top of that, and by going to layer, we have a new layer. It's quite sensitive, this program, and we just press OK, and you'll see the layer here on the right hand side, just where I've got my hand. Then we make sure we've got it on the text tool, and what we can do now is we can write a headline. So we can write a headline on the text, and then we can go to this move tool, just where it's got an intersection with 4 points, move it into position. Okay, then if we go to this FX tool, we can just style the layer of the text. So we go to FX, and we might like to include some drop shadow, and that just highlights the text a little bit better. So we can have a drop shadow there, and just make sure all the elements are right. We can make the background a little bit bigger, spread it out a little bit more, maybe have a greater distance behind it, and it just makes it stand out that little bit more. Then you can press OK. Then you can go back to stroke, and what that stroke does, it actually creates a lining around the text, so it stands out a lot more. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. You get up to 5, and you can see that it's quite ridiculous too thick. I pretty much like to have it at 2, and then use a drop shadow just to accentuate that. So it just stands out a little bit more. Okay, then you press OK, and there you have it. There's a picture and a simple layer, and that's pretty much how you treat Photoshop. If you'd like to save that so you can do some more work on it later, you can make it Koala 5A, that's a Photoshop document, and then you can do the same for a JPEG. And this is the photo that you would load up online, and that's pretty much how you make a photo. There are lots of different tools that you can play with as you get better in manipulating photos, but basically for what our purpose is for headline writing and to sharpen photos for gallery and for your web page, and that's pretty much how you use Photoshop. And we just exit to leave. Okay, thank you. Bye for now.